Away from that, let's focus in on Bajaj Electricals and talk a little bit about the earnings. The consolidated revenue growth was down 6%, though profits have come in at a healthy 19 crores almost. Mr. Shekhar Bajaj, CMD of Bajaj Electricals, with us in the studios. And what explains this kind of a growth on the revenue, on your profit front, up about 14%?
Basically, there are two businesses. One is our consumer product business, where our margins have improved by 3%, against 2% has gone up to 5%. But basically, partly it is because of the credit which we've got because of the GST inventory which we had. So that is not something which is a sustainable thing in the future. I think this improvement may be 1.5–2%, but not 3% which has been seen. As far as EPC is concerned, EPC is showing a negative margin from a 7.5% has gone down to 3.5%. There again, because of GST, there are some provisions which have been made, because of which the margins have come down. So in EPC, my expectation in the coming quarters, the margins will come back to the normal 7–7.5%, while in case of consumer product, it may be not as good as it was in this quarter, but it will be definitely better than the earlier quarters.
Mr. Bajaj, talking about GST, there is expectation in the market that the GST Council meeting today would lead to lower rates for the sector you represent, from 28% to 18%. If that is the level at which the taxes actually settle at, what is the visibility, or if you could share that particular factors impact on your financials in the next 3–4 quarters?
Okay. What we did when this GST came in from 1st of July, we decided that our price to the consumer should not change. So what happened was that if our price was 118, 100 plus service tax and all was 18%, so it was 118. Now with 28% as a GST, we had to reduce our price to 90 rupees plus 28%, making it 118. And therefore, though if our volume is same 100, our realization now in terms of sales comes to 90 instead of 100. So if there is a zero growth, means it's actually a 10% growth, because our volume growth is okay, but value growth goes down. But our profitability is not impacted. That's one of the reasons why our profit percentage is showing a better percentage, because the volumes in value terms has gone down. Volumes have not come down to that extent, and therefore now if the tax comes down to 18%, our basic price of suppose is 90 will remain 90. If the instead of 28%, if it becomes 18%, it will be 90 plus 18%. So the consumer straight away gets the benefit. We do not touch our basic price, because our basic realization still remains 90. So we are hoping that it becomes from 28% to 18% would be something. Some of our products will come into that 18% bracket. So we are really looking forward to that. Right. So consumer demand will definitely pick up because of that. Yes,
indeed. That is a hope for your industry as a whole. What is your outlook on your low margin legacy orders, and what is your order book currently standing at?
Order book is about 3,500 crores.
Okay.
We don't have any legacy issues at all.
Okay.
There are no legacy issues. Legacy issues are over a year back, or maybe even 1.5–2 years back.
Okay.
Now we are, so our only because of GST there were some which were fixed price contracts. So therefore, to that extent, we had to ask them that because of GST, please look at compensating us for our GST, and that's why a lot of billing may have been delayed for a few months, and that is where the sales is showing a negative, a little lower margin in terms of EPC business. But EPC business will pick up in the next 5 months. You would see substantial increase, at least 20% increase will take place in the next 5 months. So weighted average may come to 10–15%. So maybe we won't reach a 5,000 crores which we are looking at, because consumer product, even if I do this increase of 10% in terms of sales, the actual numbers will show only 0, because 10% is the lower realization that we are going to get. So we may not end up at 5,000 crores which we are looking at, maybe at 4,700–4,800 crores, but that also against 4,300 crores would be a good number to look at. But the bottom line will be substantially better than last year.
Sure. On that optimistic note, Mr. Bajaj, we'll let you go. Thanks so much for dropping by in our studios to discuss your quarterly numbers and the road ahead. In fact, with that, we are completely running out of time on this show. From Awan and myself, thanks very much for watching.